Good morning, everyone. My name is Vine M. Alvarez, and together with my partner Kyla Jane Garcia, we're going to discuss our chosen topic from grade 7 English lesson, which is Determine the tone, mood, techniques, and the purpose of the author in a given text. The main skill we're aiming to develop or we're going to focus on is reading. Now, as a part of our task, we need to find ways to integrate productivity tools or software into teaching these lessons. We also need to consider how CALL, or the Computer Assisted Language Learning Principles, can help enhance the teaching and learning process. Let's break it down a bit. When we talk about productivity tools, we're referring to apps or programs that make teaching more engaging and learning more effective. For example, we can use presentation software like PowerPoint or Canva to visually explain the tone and mood of the story. Tools like Kahoot or quizzes can make activities like identifying an author's purpose more interactive and fun. Even Google Docs can be used for collaborative tasks where students analyze text together in real time. Now, CALL principles come into play when we use technology to support language learning. This can include using online reading platforms that adjust to students' reading level or apps that provide immediate feedback on comprehension activities. These tools not only make learning more accessible but also allow students to learn at their own pace, which is a key principle of CALL. Incorporating these tools make the lesson more dynamic and relevant to how students learn today. It also encourages them to interact with the material in ways that go beyond just reading the text. By using these tools and aligning with CALL principles, we can create a learning environment that is engaging, tech-friendly, and highly effective for developing critical reading skills. It's all about meeting students where they are and using technology to help them understand text in a deeper and more meaningful way.
Okay, good morning, class. Okay, so who are not here yet? Okay, so just tell them that we will start our class in 9:30. So it's already time, so we should begin our discussion. So who can recall our discussion last meeting? You can unmute your mic or use the chat box for your answers. Okay, very good. The elements of the short story. So what are those elements, Vine? Characters, plot. Okay, very good, such as characters, plot, settings. So today we will dive into the discussion, which is the tone, mood, and techniques of and the purpose of the authors. But before that, let me share my presentation first. So can you see my presentation? Yes. So as what I've said, our topic for today is about the mood, techniques, and the purpose of an authors. But before we continue, let me read the learning objective first. At the end of the lesson, we will be able to define, identify the author's tone, mode, techniques, and purpose in a given text. Next, analyze the short passages to determine each element. Third, apply computer-assisted language learning or the CALL principle by using productivity tools to actively participate in discussion and engage with reading activities, demonstrating enhanced comprehension and collaborative skills. So now let's begin our discussion. So first, what is an author? An author is broadly defined as the person who originated or gave existence to anything and whose authorship determines responsibility for what was created. Narrowly defined, an author is the originator of any written works and can also be described as a writer. Next is the mood. Mood is a list of moods or the atmosphere of the story. So, can I ask Vine to read the slide? Mood is what the reader feels while reading a scene or story. So it's not about how the reader's feeling, but the atmosphere. First is the mood. It is what the reader feels while reading a scene or a story. It is not the reader's emotion, but the atmosphere or the vibe of the scene or the story. It's what the reader reads or feel or notice. So here are some of the example of the moods such as alarming, confining, dark, fantastical, melancholy, and so much more. So, next is the tone. Tone is the attitude of the narrator or viewpoint character towards story events and the other characters. It is achieved through word choice or diction, sentence construction and word orders, and by what the viewpoint.
Okay, to start the lesson, teacher Kyla used Google Meet and Prezi to make her lesson engaging and interactive. Now let's take a look at the role and relevance of each tool in the lesson. First, Google Meet. Google Meet is a widely used tool for virtual classes. It allows teachers and students to connect and interact in real time, no matter where they are. In this lesson, teacher Kyla used Google Meet to conduct her class and facilitate communication. Features like screen sharing let her display her Prezi presentation, while the option for students to unmute their microphones allowed active participation. The relevance of Prezi here lies in its ability to make complex ideas easier to understand. Now, by zooming in and out on different parts of the presentation, it creates a flow that feels more natural and engaging for students. This is especially helpful for capturing and maintaining their interest throughout the lesson. A visually appealing presentation also makes it easier for students to focus on key points and stay engaged.
Okay, the test, if you are really listening well, I prepared a short quiz in a quizzes. So I will send the link to our GC or here in the chat box for you to access. Okay. So here it is. I already sent the link.
Through quizzes, students could answer the quiz on their own devices, making them more involved in the learning process while working at their own pace. Now, the tool also provides instant feedback, so students immediately see whether their answers are correct or wrong, helping them learn from their mistakes. For teacher Kyla, quizzes was a quick and efficient way to evaluate her students' understanding and identify areas that might need more focus. It's like a game-like format that keeps students motivated and turns assessments into enjoyable activities, making learning more effective and memorable.
Has every one of you already taken the quiz? Okay, I see. So thoroughly dig into the topic, I have prepared some of the example for you to really understand it. So let me present my presentation again. Here are the techniques such as expository or argumentative, descriptive, persuasive, and narrative. So first is the descriptive. Descriptive writing style, the author focuses on describing an event, a character, or a place in a detail. Sometimes
After conducting the quizzes activity, teacher Kyla took time to explain the lesson further and provide more example using Prezi. She presented the passages and guided her students in identifying important elements like the mood, tone, techniques, and purpose of the author. By doing this, she helped her students sharpen their reading skills by encouraging them to look beyond the surface of the text. At the same time, their critical thinking skills were developed as they learned to evaluate the author's choices and interpret the deeper meaning of the text.
so that's it for our discussion. I hope that all of you are listening attentively and understanding our topic for today. And let's proceed to another activity which I prepared through Google Forms. So I will just send the link here in the chat box. So I already sent the link. Remember to read the instruction first and the uh, question.
After the thorough discussion, teacher Kyla gave her students another activity, this time using Google Forms. Now, the activity included a mix of multiple choice questions and short answer items that required students to provide answers based on their understanding of the lesson. Now, she shared the link to the quiz with the students and gave them enough time to complete it. The activity aimed to thoroughly assess whether the students have learned and understand the key points of the discussion.
So I think all of you already taken the quiz. So that's all for today, guys, and goodbye.
Using digital tools in the classroom today is the key to making learning more fun, interactive, and meaningful. We have apps like Google Meet, Prezi, Canva, and Google Forms, which help students work together, think deeply, and build important digital skills for today's world. These tools also help teachers like us create modern and welcoming spaces where students can share their ideas, collaborate with their peers, and be creative. Using productivity tools in the school is important because they connect learning to real-life skills. By using these tools, classrooms become creative spaces that prepare students to handle challenges with confidence and flexibility.